Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Shalom Onoh. I'm a YouTuber based in Toronto, Ontario. If this is the first time you're seeing my face, thank you so much. And if you're a returning subscriber, what's up? How are you doing? So this video, as you can see from the title, I'm going to be talking about cost of living in Canada. So I believe that this is a very important topic because from my analysis, I see that at least 70% of my viewers are looking to come to Canada because I've been getting a lot of questions, and I'm like, okay, cost of living, I mean, it should be something that you all want to know. So I just decided to do this video for you. So if you're interested in this, definitely keep watching. But before then, guys, subscribe. Please subscribe. I mean, I'm giving you this information for free. It doesn't take anything to just click that subscription button. And please, you can also click the bell so you could know when next I upload a video and every time I upload a video. So please subscribe, and let's get right into the video. I know that cost of living is very important in any city you're going to. I mean, it's something that you need to know even before going to a city. So I'm going to categorize this cost of living into four. So first of all, I'm going to talk about rent. I'm going to talk about transport. I'm going to talk about food. I'm going to also talk about your phone bill. So these are the things that you will spend money on if you're looking to come to Canada. So I just want to give you guys this brief summary of what this cost of living is, and you could have an idea when you're coming, so you're not like confused, like what is it like living in Canada, what's it like paying bills here, so okay, so let's start with rent. So when it comes to rent, like I've mentioned, I'm based in Toronto, and of course this place actually has a high standard of living. So living in Toronto is quite pricey, especially when it comes to rent house. So when you're paying rent here, it's almost like I want to die. Do you get? So it's like really pricey here, but I mean, we're still surviving. So I'm going to tell you what it's like, especially for new immigrants. If you want to come here, you could definitely get like a basement apartment. So if you don't know what a basement apartment is where the owner of the house rents their like under space for you. Of course, they want to get money too, yeah, so they rent like their under space for you, so you could get that. It could be a 1-bedroom basement, a 2-bedroom basement, or a 3-bedroom basement. So now the price of a basement apartment can range from $450 to about $2,500. So these are the amounts you could get like a basement apartment on, depending on if it's a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom like you want. Okay, and also it's going to depend on the city you're getting that apartment. Okay, and there's one thing again you need to look into, because some of these houses, some of these rentals do not have like utilities included. So sometimes if they do not have utilities included, you have to be the one to pay for the utilities. So it could be electricity, that's hydro, it could be water, or it could be heat. So it just depends on what that landlord wants. Okay, and it depends on if you want the contract as well. Yeah, so that's it for basement apartment. Now you could also get like a condo apartment. For a condo apartment, I'm gonna put like a picture of what a condo house is. It looks like all those high rises, so those ones are quite pricey. You could get like a condo apartment from, let's say, $800 to about $3,000 per month. So those are what those condos apartment is. And of course, most condos, you're likely going to pay a certain amount of your utility bill. Okay, so you have to keep that in mind. Another kind of house you could get is an apartment, a normal apartment, not a condo, like a normal apartment. Most times with normal apartments, you're likely going to pay like most of the utility bills. So you're the one in charge of your heat, you're the one in charge of your water, you're the one in charge of your electricity, everything, your hydro, everything. You're just going to pay yourself most of the time. So sometimes most of these landlords, they can tell you that, okay, I'm going to pay 60%, while the tenants pay 40% or thereabout, depending on how they want it. You could just pay a certain amount. So they just feel like, okay, this tenant has a certain amount of responsibility to their utility bills. That's what they do. You could definitely even get a house before landing here in Canada, so you're not like stranded, if you know what I mean, especially if you don't have anybody here. And yes, you can also check out houses. You could check out places on Kijiji, you could check out on Marketplace, on Facebook. So these are places you can actually check out houses here in Canada, especially in Toronto, where I'm staying. Okay, so because this is something I did before coming here, so it's very important you have an idea of what the rentals are here in Canada before you come in, so you're not like confused and be like, what? Especially if you're looking to move into Toronto, because trust me, the rent here is out of this world. You're just like, what is this? What? You're just angry because if people outside of Toronto are telling you what they pay on their houses, and these houses are so beautiful, you would know that you're actually paying so much here in Toronto when it comes to house. So it's something that you should look into before coming. Okay, so you have an idea of what you're paying on rent monthly. Okay. Secondly, we are going to be talking about transport. Should I say transport or food? Which one do you guys think is more important? Okay, for those that like food, let's go with food, because I feel like, of course, you cannot do without feeding here, right? So let's say feeding. Now, when it comes to food and getting groceries, of course, for someone like me, I do not spend more than $500 on food in a month. I mean, what am I buying? I don't even like eating so much, so $500 is even too much for me. So I don't spend more than that in a month for feeding, and I don't usually like, going to the store and buying like everything and just stocking it. I don't know why I don't like that, but I don't like it. I just like going like bi-weekly or sometimes even weekly to just buy my things, and I know that, okay, I need this. So I don't spend more than $500 in a month for groceries. And when it comes to groceries, it also depend on the store that you're going to buy your groceries. So you could be going to Walmart, or you could go to No Frills, or you could go to like Freshco. There are like different places where you can get groceries, but one of the cheapest is usually Walmart. So people like going to Walmart to like buy their groceries. I personally like going to a Chinese store, to be honest, because there I see like African things, and it's way cheaper than going to the African store, because there they are going to tell you how, oh, custom charge them, and that's why it's expensive. So I just prefer to go into one of a Chinese not restaurant, pardon. I just prefer to go to one Chinese store that I have close to me, where I get my like African things. I see palm oil there. I see like stockfish. It's called oporoko in my language. I see all those things there, and why not? Why not go there and get those things instead of going to? Because Walmart don't really give me like African things, right? So I'm not really a Walmart fan, but I do go there, of course. So yeah, these are things you want to calculate when coming here. Like, okay, this is how much I'm going to spend on feeding, because I know that food is a big deal. You have to eat, and it's quite expensive sometimes, especially here. I don't know about other cities because I've obviously not been there to like shop for food. So here, especially in Toronto, this is what you could spend your money on. So I don't think, if you're like single, like you're staying alone, I don't think you should spend more than $500 on food. But by all means, if you have the money, go ahead, baby girl, spend it. Okay, spend it how you want it. So yeah, that's it for feeding, and that's it for food. And of course, I know that miscellaneous expenses would be there, so you should also like do a budget on what you want to spend. The next expense that you should also keep in mind is transportation. So basically, if you're a student, you would pay $2.50 for every, like, because we usually have like a tap card. They call it Presto card. So on that card, if you want to like tap and it goes for 2 hours, it's $2.50 thereabouts. But if you're not a student, it's about $3.25 for that card. But usually what people do is that they pay monthly on the card. You just like load your card monthly, and I used to pay, thank God for COVID, man. I've not paid that for a long time. But yeah, I used to pay $122.40 something cents on my card, which takes me for a month. I feel like it's more better than you just put in a certain amount of money and then they charge you. You might pay more than the 120 something in a month. So it's just good for you to like pay it upfront. Like, okay, I know that my transport for this month, especially if you don't have a car yet, is 120 something dollars for a month, But sometimes you could go out of the TTC zone. So the TTC is our bosses, right? That's what we call them. So if you go out of the TTC zone, you might be paying extra fare. But if you don't go out of there, you're good. And we also have like Subway. I think Subway is also the same amount. I honestly don't check how much they charge me like with Subway. And Subway, hey gosh. You know why Subway is so sweet? Because when you enter Subway, I feel like you don't even tap your card most of the time. Like, you're just entering from one station to another. You're just chilling. You're like, okay, apparently I just paid like $3 for this long journey. So transportation here is quite good. It's not even quite good. It's actually really, really good. Like, if you don't have a car, you can survive. The only time I feel like you need a car so badly is during winter. Like, when it's so cold. You just be looking at people that have cars. They're like they're inside cold because you're just outside and you're like, oh my god, I'm cold, and you just want to enter a car. Me, to be very honest, I cannot come and kill myself, so I used to use Uber. But that's something you should avoid though, because it's expensive to use Uber and Lyft all the time. So you should really, really avoid things like that if you want to save your money. Avoid it. But sometimes I beg, it's so cold and I cannot die, so I just have to order. And or if I'm really rushing somewhere, I have to use Uber, because of course the Subway, they'll waste your time. It's like an hour plus depending on where you're going. Okay, so you should really keep this in mind. If you're coming here, know that okay, this is what it's like when it comes to transport. But pretty much transport is good. It's actually really, really good. Like, you don't have a problem at all. You do not have a problem. Okay, yes. So the fourth thing I'll be talking about is phone bill. Now, phone bill, the first time you come to Canada, you have to like register on any service provider. You have to get a line, if you know what I mean. You have to get a line and register. So we have different service providers. We have Fido, we have Freedom, we have Bell, we have Kudo, we have Telos. So all of these service providers, you could get one. So you're just going to pay the monthly phone bill if you want to call, if you want to use your data. Of course, we have like Wi-Fi services, but you just have to have a line. I mean, you have to have a line. And let me tell you guys one secret. The cheapest phone bill here in Canada is Freedom Mobile. Okay, so if you're coming here and you land at the airport, just tell them that, say, you know what, just give me Freedom number. Winks, I'm telling you, seriously. So you can get a plan for as little as $30 per month on the Freedom Mobile service. Other providers might not give you that. They could, but I know that Freedom Mobile is one of the cheapest. When I came, nobody told me this, and I'm like, why would I be paying $60 for a phone plan? Like, let me even tell you why this is even very annoying, because you do not even call people like that. Most of the time, you're even using WhatsApp to call your friends. So how many people are you calling a month, but you still have to pay that money? Like, you must pay it in a month. And then they're just giving you like 4 gigabytes of data, or they're giving you like 6 gigabytes, and you're like, I'm not even using it because I'm at home, I'm using Wi-Fi. If I go outside, there's probably Wi-Fi service, so I'm not even using this thing. So why would I be paying $60? It's like so much for me. So I'm like, I had to call my service provider at the time, and I told them that, see, it's too expensive for me. You guys should give me a discount, because I didn't want to leave them, because they were pretty good. Their network was good, because I know that people actually complain for network service and all of that here. And another thing with Freedom Mobile is that when you're in the subway, you could actually make calls, but most service providers, the other service providers, do not have that. So get Freedom Mobile line when you come. Okay, it's one of the cheapest. I'm telling you now, secrets. So yes, I feel these are the things. These are most of the expenses that you would usually pay bills on when you come here. Like, sure, banker, it's not even, you're not negotiating it. Every month these things will come out of your account. And if you have a car, I don't have a car yet, so I'm speaking from the perspective of someone that doesn't have a car. But if you have a car, depending on the kind of car that you have, you'll probably be paying insurance on that car. And for Ontario here, insurance is from $200 to $500 a month. Yes, and it will depend on your years of experience of driving and the kind of car you're using at the time. So these are the things that you have to consider, that okay, when getting a car, I have to pay insurance on the car. That's if you don't even buy the car outrightly. If you're financing the car, that means you have to be paying instrumentally for that particular car that you're getting. So I mean, these things are bills. That's like adulthood is quite hard. Like, so you have to put and it's different here, because you're not saying that Oh, you're not telling your landlord that, oh, I cannot pay my rent. I don't have money. They don't want to hear that, because they're going to give you like bad review, because the next house you're going to, they will need you to be referred. So you don't want to have like a bad record. So you have to pay these things monthly. And even with your phone bill, as little as it is, if you don't pay it, it can affect your credit. Yes, it can affect your credit. So it's good you pay your bills on time, pay it as at when due. Very important. It's especially people that are looking to come here to live. You have to know that these are the expenses that you're going to face. I mean, if you're not an extravagant person, you should be able to save from every paycheck, because I know that here people are like, oh, people live from paycheck to paycheck, people are in debt, blah blah blah. Personally, from every paycheck, I always like take out 20%. 20% of my pay is going to my savings, and it's something that you don't touch. You could still save. It doesn't matter how much you're earning. Like I said, the minimum wage here in Ontario is $14 per hour. So if you're working, even as a student, and you're working 20 hours a week, you could get something from them. It's like extra cash, and you could still save from there. Okay, that's why it's good that you live according to your means. You're not like living in a very expensive apartment where you can't even save your money, or the car you're driving is very very big and you're there being in debt. Okay, I don't think it makes sense in my opinion. So you can actually save here depending on how you want to live your life. Okay, so these are things that you should consider if you're looking to come to Canada, or even if you're here. I mean, take one or two things away. Okay, if you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comment section. I'll try my best to answer your questions. I mean, that's why I'm here, right? I'm definitely going to answer them. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, share this video with somebody. You might just help them anyways, and do not forget to subscribe. Also, click that notification bell so that when next I post a video, you're definitely going to know about it. Okay, so thank you so much, and I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. Bye. If this So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video.